Siren's Rest is the DLC expansion for Still Wakes the Deep and follows Mari, who's been sent to the bottom of the North Sea to find the remains of Biera D, the oil rig destroyed at the end of the main game. The game is available on Steam, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series consoles.
Salvaged on the recording. Do you want to hear it now?
Go ahead.
This is an evacuation order. Get to the heli. Something's wrong. Abandon no one right now.
Atmosphere. The ocean feels stifling, like you're being constricted, and this comes across pretty well from the movement and the cable that you drag along with you, reminding you of your fragility as you drag your lifeline across jagged rocks and rusting metal. Claustrophobia sinks in as you push through the dim lights and murky depths, twisted structures, and the sad remains of things you saw in the main game, upturned Christmas trees and tinsel covered in sediment, along with the occasional body. The environment itself is also disorientating as the corridors you swim through change orientation. Forward is down. It's very easy to feel like you're lost and never going to be leaving. The characters also do a great job of conveying how unnatural some things are, like the air pockets which they sell you as extremely unlikely, and this alongside exploring the dry environments in the Biera D makes those sections feel especially unearthly.
Okay. Wait, what the fuck? Hello? Stupid.
The atmosphere is sustained by strange events and the sadness that comes along with finding bodies, along with the confusion and claustrophobia you get as you explore. That's one Harry Mason.
Oh, there's a whole storage chamber down below. Oh god. Oh no, I see what happened.
Scares. The game is highly scripted and there's a fair number of unique moments, from strange lights and ominous sounds playing when you enter areas, to the environment of the ever-crumbling oil rig collapsing around you, and these are varying success. The more paranormal moments felt unsettling and spooky, but besides the chase sequences, the collapsing rig felt strangely predictable. A long corridor or a precarious-looking structure all but gave some of these away, though there were still some that were more than able to startle.
Parts of the ceiling fell down behind me.
The chase sequences were pretty fantastic, but it never felt like you were ever at risk of being caught unless you made a major mistake. It was a bit too on rails, but it was still exciting. Near the end of the game there's an encounter with a monster, and it's probably the most intense part of the game since you have no means to fight back and hiding feels precarious. It's a bit brief but otherwise excellent. The game is a bit light on frightening moments, and it seems more than content with letting the ominous things you experience as you play be the bulk of the game. What's here is mostly okay, but it really could have done better with the possibilities set up by the scenario at hand, since a crumbling underwater oil rig where a cosmic horror took place feels surprisingly devoid of scary moments. That's still one Harry Mason.
Jesus!
What happened?
I just got a fright. I'm good.
Okay.
Sound design. The music that plays during your time in the ocean is very light and eerie. The gentle unraveling of the mystery of what happens is conveyed through sound. An ominous whine, an eerie shimmering sound encapsulates what you think of when you imagine the ocean depths. The game's sound effects are all incredibly well done, so brilliantly realistic that it feels like you're there, from the crashing of metal on metal, shifting rocks and the rumble of the earth. Even the tape playbacks of the last days of the Era D are absolutely haunting. The voice acting is again some of the best ever done, with the few characters in this installment providing absolutely stellar performances, especially main character Mari, who conveys how shaken she is in certain sections through her quivering voice.
This was a mistake. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Bob, there's something in.
What?
This place is collapsing on me. I don't know what to do.
There's got to be something. A broken wall, a hole in the
The
ceiling.
torch keeps breaking. I can't even see.
Oh, shit.
But all of them have incredible line delivery and manage to really sell the characters as people who have worked together for a long time, but also as humans. The reverb and the sound design inside the diving suit is recreated really well as the sound of radio chatter. The sound design is absolutely top shelf stuff. That's 2 Harry Masons. Gore. There's no real gore in the game, as the whole game takes place underwater or environments where blood or remains from the B era would have long since been washed away. Or in other words, there's no gore and it really didn't need any. That's 3 Harry Masons. Story. 10 years after the events of Still Wakes the Deep, you arrive to the site of the disaster, playing as Mari, daughter of one of the characters you met in the main game, as she searches for remnants of her missing father, as well as items of interest to the families of the people who lost their lives on the oil rig. The game obviously benefits from playing the main game first, and there's an incredible amount of sadness you can get seeing familiar environments and names pop up, bodies of characters left trapped in the wreckage, and personal belongings. One thing that was a bit disappointing was to see how few characters were discovered and how little of the strange growths you find were visible in the game, but revealing too much has never really been the game's style. Most of the story is told through dialogue of the research Mari and Rob have done prior to diving, who explain things like Rennick's reason for staying on the rig, and it does paint some characters in different lights. The story itself is ultimately a personal one for Mari, and there's some touching moments that you can have. The ending leaves it up in the air, just like the main game. We may never know what happens. Making the final score 4 out of 5 Harry Masons. This was a pleasant surprise, and whilst it doesn't quite deliver the level of horror as the main game does, it was still definitely worth playing. Again, I'd like to remind you the whole thing is down to my opinion in horror games, and if you don't share this opinion, then that's cool, I get it. I'd like to point out that whilst I never found what I was looking for, I didn't give up looking and advise you don't either. There will always be more horror reviews in the pipeline, and thanks for watching. You can always go check out Bumps in the middle of the night. Peace.
Please be you. It has to be you.